Hey y'all, Sergeant TJ here coming at you from the DFW on this fine Monday morning, the day that we honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in fact. And it just so happens that last night, well, I'll let you see for yourselves. Yeah, that's right. The DFW is covered in a white blanket of snow and it is cold as a will digger's arse out here. I could tell you that for certain. Anyway, we still got work to do. So, in we go. Whew. All right. Well, don't enjoy that warm air too long because it's out to the garage we go. Now, here's the thing. Today, in light of the fact that it's 15 degrees outside, feels like -1, and isn't a whole lot warmer out here in my garage, we're going to do things a little bit different. It's kind of the timing works out really well because in recent posts, I've had people ask me questions about my stretching regimen because I always post the exercises, but I rarely post my stretching. I might video, one of the stretching exercises or right at the end, right before I'm getting ready to begin my workout. And so, anyway, that said, I thought, well, it's as good a time as any to address my stretching regimen, especially on a day like this when it's so very important. Because number one, it's so cold outside, you really need to give your body a chance to elongate the muscles, get the blood flowing, and just warm up a little bit. So you're not going into your movements cold, because that's really when you're going to injure yourself, and we're trying to avoid that at all costs. And then the other reason it's so important, and it's often not spoken about, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. The time that I spend stretching is as important to my mental state as it is to my physical state. And what do I mean by that? Well, when I stretch, that's the time that I take to get my head right for my workout. I'm beginning to focus on right away on what I'm going to be doing. I'm focusing on what I'm actually doing in that moment with that stretch. And I'm starting to get my breathing going. But it's really a part of the psychological element of working out, for me anyway. It really prepares me mentally to go into the exercise ready and with the right attitude and ready to go. So very, very important, especially on days like this where it is butt-ass cold outside. And frankly, I really just had to motivate myself to come out here to do it because I'm not going to bullshit you. It is friggin' freezing out here in the garage, probably 18, 19 degrees. I don't have a thermostat out here right now, or I would tell you, but I can tell you this. It is cold, very, very cold. So, but it's all good. We're going to move forward. And in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., whom, by the way, I met his niece and his son years ago. Beautiful, wonderful people. It's funny how life goes. I've had the good fortune of meeting some amazing people, some remarkable individuals, and they were certainly fall into that group. Anyhow, that said, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a remarkable man, and I think that he had a great vision for us as a people, the people of the United States. And really, his message, I in many ways, resonated around the world. So, that said, I'll start by sharing with you one of my favorite quotes, and I'm going to paraphrase here because I don't think I remember it exactly, but it sticks with me in my daily walk. The true measure of a man is not where he stands in times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands during times or at times of challenge and controversy. I mean, just let that sink in for a minute. Wow. That's a man we can learn a lot from. And I think today he's probably rolling over in his grave because I don't think this is the America he envisioned. But I'm not going to get into that right now. But I am going to take his words and apply them to my life like I try to do, because I'm a perfectly imperfect, flawed man, I can tell you. But I do try. And I'm going to try to apply those words right now. You see, because I could look at that snow out there. I could feel the friggin' cold here where I'm sitting right here, right now. And it would be so bloody easy for me to just say, screw this. I am not doing this bullshit in this cold. There's just no friggin' way. But that's the easy way. And that's not my way. I can remember being in the Army as a young man. Let me tell you, physical training, what we call PT, shit. We did our PT. It didn't matter if it was 120 degrees or 5 below. It could be raining. It could be snowing. It didn't matter. Just do it. And that's what we did. Matter of fact, I remember my first day in the Army. I'll never forget this. My first day in the Army in basic training, the unit went out to do PT, physical training. And being that my last name begins with an A, I was at the top of the list to work in the kitchen, right? And so KP duty, they called it. So I didn't have to go do PT the very first workout in basic training. Instead, I was in the nice warm kitchen helping out the spoons. We called the cook spoons. Helping out the spoons get chow ready. And I mean, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm in the kitchen where it's nice and warm. Well, here's the thing. I was at Fort Knox, Kentucky, and it was February, and it was way worse outside than it is here today in the DFW. And those poor souls, my brothers, were out there in that snow, and I'm talking like a foot of snow, doing PT for their first time. Hello, welcome to Uncle Sam's Army, son. We're going to do some PT. Hooah! Well, that's the reality that I lived in. And the thing that has molded me today, so that I'm not going to cop out. I'm not going to take the easy way out. I'm going to do this. 59 years old, out of shape, and all. I'm doing this. But like I said, we're going to talk about stretching today because it's so important. So rather than do it in 1 minute videos like I do with my workout, because my workouts typically are timed 30 to 40 to 50 seconds. So falling into that 1 minute window is really easy for me to do. But I decided to do an elongated video of my full regiment of stretching to answer and address those questions that have been posted by my viewers on the many platforms that I'm currently on. So a little bit different approach, and you'll get an opportunity to see just how I do it and what I do. And anyway, I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that it's helpful. And again, in a way, we're kind of doing this in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the words that he left us with. So anyway, away we go. So I talked about how the stretching time is really a time for me to get my head right while I'm getting my body right. So I call this my full body stretch. And I start off just by trying to elongate my body and reach for the sky, up on my toes. Now, see again, this enables me to focus my mind on what I'm doing, focus on my balance. Yeah, and just stretch to the sky. All right, now I'm talking and I don't have a timer in front of me, but I will tell you, I typically do this for like 30 Mississippi, right? 30 seconds. Oh, and then really stretch, and then down. I'm just gonna roll my shoulders a little bit, about five times or so. Just kind of let my body know, hey, hello, dude. Wake that old ass up, man, because it's getting close to getting her done time. All right, then I'm gonna stretch down and just let my body hang. I'm not bouncing, I'm just hanging, letting the weight of my body pull me down. Feel it in the back of my legs, my glutes. Oh yeah. I'm gonna roll over to the left. Just hold it. And to my right, same thing. And we're gonna roll up here and then ease back. And during this stretching time, I'm just thinking about what's coming, preparing myself mentally, focusing on what I'm doing right now while I do that, really giving my body a chance to stretch. All right. Go to our right here. You can really feel it from the tip of your fingers all the way down my left arm and down the left side of my body. Nice and slow and easy. Remember to breathe. It's so important. Oh, yeah. Just loosening up your body. I have found that it's when you stop moving your body in all these ways that you see me contorting myself, that during your daily walk and you just make a movement to do something routine, maybe it's getting the clothes out of your dryer or emptying the dishwasher or reaching up for something on a shelf, and that is when you hurt yourself because your body isn't accustomed to making those movements routinely, and your muscles, that's your muscles' way of saying hello. So anyway, enough said about that. All right, from here we're going to go into a little leg movement, and I use my left elbow to press out my knee outward while I'm also supporting my weight with my hands. And I'm just really getting that stretch on the inside of my thighs here. And then we're just gonna, again, no fast movements, nice and easy. It's like you're getting in harmony with your body while you do this, you know? Because you can really feel it. You can really feel your body talking to you, really. It's hard to describe, but it's true. And right now, for example, I feel it saying go down. Get deeper into the stretch. Always trying to roll my body up or work. Don't want to jerk my body to any one position. Can you hurt yourself doing that? All right. Now, one of the things I love to do, and I learned this actually in physical therapy a couple of years ago. I needed some physical therapy. Probably because after being in shape and staying fit for years and years and years, I let myself go. I don't know why, I just did, like so many of us. Anyway, those little injuries that I was talking about that you incur during daily movements, well, that's kind of what led to me needing physical therapy. So I'm really speaking from experience, personal experience on this. Anyway, while I was doing my physical therapy, I was introduced to these bands, and they really give you a chance to do some stretches that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do alone. Maybe if you had a partner, but my partner is not down with doing stretches in 15 degrees, so that shit ain't happening. So here I am again, flying solo. Like Dr. King says, the true measure of a man is what they do during times of adversity. Well, I'd call working out in 15 degrees, 20 degrees, somewhat adverse. All right, I'm going to bring my hands up over my head here. And I'm just stretching, stepping forward and pulling those arms back. You can feel it in your back, feel it in your wings, in your tries. Just again, getting that body ready to be abused. When I say abused, of course, I'm talking about being a 59-and-a-half-year-old man trying to convince yourself that you can do 60 push-ups on your 60th birthday. What was I thinking? That kind of abuse. All right, now I've got him up at 45-degree angle here again, just stepping into it, just holding it, letting it all elongate and stretch. And again, you can probably hear me breathing. See, this is the beautiful thing. It starts to prep your body in your breathing as well. So when you're not going into your workout cold, which was one of the things that I really loved about the Army. In the Army, all right. In the Army, we used to do our stretches, and we do our calisthenics, and all that really was great, but it also really prepped your body for an 8-mile run, which was what came next. Because you were already huffing and puffing, you're already warmed up, your body's ready to go, you're hitting on all cylinders, and anyway, I loved that. And you know, the funny thing is, I really came to appreciate it even more after I left the Army, because I realized how helpful and beneficial it was. And so for many years, I actually kept doing it. Then I got away from it, then I went back to doing it again. And now here I am, doing it again in these videos with you. All right. Whew. Let's bring you all over here. Make sure you get this mug on camera. So, I'm going to do it to the other side. And again, I'm not just like stretching the arm, I'm stretching through the wings and the sides, my left side here, and also my lower torso. So a slight twist there, just kind of holding it. All right. Now, I do like to put them both on and just really ease back and let your body hang. It's good stuff. Hey, how's it hanging? All right. So there are other stretches that I will work in depending on what exercises I'm going to be doing that day. But for the most part, you've been given an opportunity to see the basic stretches that I do every single day to keep this old ass from getting hurt doing all these exercises and from getting hurt just in daily life. I mean, how many of us have heard stories of friends or family members, like our grandmothers or whoever, getting hurt going down the stairway or falling in their homes, and those can bring on some really, some pretty severe injuries. I mean, hip replacements and knee replacements and all this kind of stuff, and it's horrible. I mean, I hate hearing that stuff. I know we all do, but this is how we can help ourselves avoid some of those things by taking care of our own physical fitness, just taking care of our bodies, I mean, even if you don't do any of these exercises and you only took the time every day to start your day with some stretches to kind of wake your body up and get it ready to face the day, believe me, you'll feel the difference. It's almost a spiritual thing. And anyway, that's my take on it. That's my stretching regimen in a nutshell. So for now, I'm fixing to go on to the actual workout. So until next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. I hope this was helpful and informative. I hope I was able to answer and address the questions that have been posted to me on the many platforms that you see me on. And I just thank you again. So until next time, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.